Hey Capricorn, I hope you guys are doing fantastic. This is going to be a he said, she said spread for you guys. I did put that little poll up online, and this did come in number one as a bonus spread. I'm still going to be doing the end of November reads. I'm still going to be doing the transit spreads, and next month I'm going to be doing a career and life path spread. Pretty cool one. I only do in my privates with the Black Moon Tarot. It's like a longer reading, but a lot of you guys asked for it because that actually came in second. So I think it's a good idea to do as we kiss up to 2020, right? These cards are so big. So I'm going to pull a Black Moon Tarot for your crowning energy. And let's see what we have. I hope you guys are doing well with this Mercury retrograde going on. Let's see what we have. Mars. Okay, we do have a lot of Mars energy right now, guys. So the Mars card is... This infers that a fire has been lit under your butt, under your passions. And it's time to achieve what you really want in life, or at least you're being shown a very clear path at this point, which is great. Is this typically, in this kind of reading, when this comes up, it's romantic or sexual in nature for sure. But more importantly, whatever it is that you're dealing with in this arena should definitely be pursued at the current time and as vigorously as possible, because that's Mars, right? Now, this can also indicate a formidable competitor coming in and trying to trump things around on you. So this could be maybe you're suspecting a third-party situation, or you feel like you might be dealing with one. There's some sort of third-party energy floating around in this space, I do feel, for a number of you. So obviously this is not going to resonate with all of you. This is for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. But that our sun sign is only one room in a very large house, right? So you want to check your other signs as well. But guys, this is also the Emperor card. Those of you who are a little maybe more familiar with tarot, you might be dealing with an Aries, okay? This is a very like, you're going in and taking charge. You're not dealing with the bullshit anymore. You're just not. I feel like before we even pull any cards that a number of you are in very interesting spaces with your relationships right now. Lots of power struggles. I feel like lots of power struggles, lots of, flipping the tables, flipping the script. I'm not even going to say gaslighting, because I just feel like it's like not, it doesn't even have to be that profound, where I just feel like the communication is really off between you guys. And I even get for many of you very clearly that some of you may not even actually be together right now. So if that is your story, Mercury retrograde is a really, really good time to work things out. So let's pull cards for you first. You're moving on. You're moving. These are going to be giving me some information about you, and then I'll pull for your partner, and then we'll go into some fears and some outcomes, okay? So let's see. Can see those a little better on the camera. All right, so the Chariot is all about moving. Now, some of you, you might have a Cancer in your energy field, but at the very least, Capricorn, this is you want to move on to something just a little better than where you're at now. You want to move on to a place called home. And what I mean by that is a relationship where you feel just so completely comfortable to be yourself 100%, just to feel at home in your own skin within the relationship. You know how some relationships just, they make us feel a little, a certain way. And I'm just getting that you're very much focused on the mindset of something not feeling right and you wanting to move on. Yeah, I mean, we have the King of Pentacles reverse. So because it's a core card, in any of these readings, the core cards could always mean you, them, or a little bit of both of you, right? But the King of Pentacles reverse tells me that either money is an issue right now, right within your energy fields with this person, or intimacy, psychological support, we're like, you're really there for each other, because it's mental, physical, and emotional support besides resources and finances. So the fact that it's reversed is telling me that there's a holding back. So this could be, somebody could be either spending way too much of your money, or there could be I am getting for you, Capricorn, you might be in a space where you're trying to hold on to your money and they're viewing you as being manipulative. I don't know, maybe you are, but there's this holding back. So it could be holding back of resources, holding back of emotions. But at the same time, you're feeling super, super nostalgic for something here, Capricorn. I have to tell you, the Six of Cups reverse is something needs to stay in the past. Like, it's in the past for a reason kind of thing. And we have this tendency to put rose-colored glasses on when we reflect on certain things in our life. I think that's just part of the human condition that's natural. But when this comes in reverse, this energy does indicate, do not go back to something that you may be heavily entertaining returning to in your deep past. Like, don't do that, because you're not going to be doing it for the right reasons, and a Mercury retrograde is not going to last. It's just not. You know, the planets are moving too quickly right now, so you want to be very careful of that. It's a really good time to revisit and renew something that's in your energy field right now. But if it's not, to kind of like try to revive the dead from the past, not a good energy to do that. The Page of Pentacles reverse. Yeah, I mean, the Page is a very young card, right? It's the youngest of the court. So there's this innocent naivete, if you want to say. So I'm just feeling here like you're in this space of really not knowing 100% exactly what you even want right now. Like, you don't want what you've been getting, and you want to move. You want to move. But I'm getting a very like confused energy where I feel like some of you are looking into the past. You're not opening yourself up. You're holding your heart very close. That you're just not sure. And you have this lack of willingness to take something on with a person, and you want to leave. You want to leave. But see, now let's keep in mind, the Six of Swords, I just have to say this, right? Just because this is the way tarot works. This is a minor arcana. So a minor arcana, it's short-lived. It's short-lived. Major arcanas last longer. Minor arcanas not only are short-lived, but they can be changed very, very, well, any of the tarot cards, but they could all be changed very, very easily. And that's why we follow tarot, right? Because to be forewarned is to be forearmed, and to understand why we might be feeling a certain way. So I am getting that you guys are just really moving away from a situation so that you could feel better in something else. Yeah. And this, because you don't feel supported. You know, the Six of Pentacles reverse, you don't feel supported. This is either having to do again with resources or with emotional. You just don't feel like they are loving on you the way you need, the way you deserve. You've treated them so well. You've been there for them, and you are not getting treated the way you need to be treated. You know, and you're holding fast to your heart right now. You're really holding fast to your heart. The Knight of Cups reverse. Now, I do get, Capricorn, some of you guys might be drinking a little too much right now to self-medicate. Be careful if you're doing that. But I do get this, this wanting to lose yourself in something else because of the pain, because of the confusion, because of the feeling like your feet are not firmly on the ground. You feel the movement. You're in the movement. You're being a really good sport about the movement, but you really don't know. You really don't know fully what's going on. And it's very hard. So I feel like some of you may be self-medicating in one way or another. So if that is the case, please be very careful, okay? But that is what you are going through, is what I got from the cards. Now let's get what it is they're going through. Let's get some information on what they're going through, and they might be feeling about the situation. And remember, when we talk about what the other side thinks, doesn't mean it's truth. It just means what the cards are saying. Okay. Nine of Cups, they think you're their wish fulfillment. I know that sounds so cheesy, but they think you're stingy. They think you're cheap. They think you're cheap with your money. They think you're cheap with your emotions. Interesting. World reverse, though. It's still positive. So the Nine of Cups is the wish fulfillment, but they're very confused because they understand really that... because the Four of Pentacles is about having what they need. They feel like, as far as like emotions and money, they have what they need, but I feel like they're not viewing you as the same. So, which is very interesting because I feel like they feel like there's a sense of imbalance in that arena, and it's creating some confusion for them, and there's a disrespect surrounding that. So whether it's resources, whether it's communication, being supportive of each other, I mean, you know, really being there, communicating in a healthy way, all of that. The Six of Wands is indicating a lack of victory and a lack of success, and they're feeling like this just can't be successful with you, you know. But Capricorn, I do have to tell you, I feel like they feel more positive about this connection than you do. All right? I do. Now, the Nine of Cups, even though it's a positive vibe, there's a lot of ego here. And, you know, so I feel like they really do function in their ego. I do feel like this person is rather selfish on a number of levels. And, you know, cross watchers can like that or not like that. But, I mean, that's what this is indicating to me. Because the Nine of Cups is really very much an ego-driven card. And I feel like this Two of Swords energy is... There's an underlying element for me in this where I feel like the confusion is between whether they can accept you as they are, as you are, or is there a possibility of you changing? Because if not, then they might look elsewhere. I don't like that. Queen of Pentacles. They know what they need to do. All right, I don't like this. The Queen of Pentacles with the Seven of Swords, you're dealing with a manipulator. The Seven of Swords is a thievery card. And when we're talking about swords, that's words and truth. So what they're doing is they're stealing your truth, and they're stealing your words, and they're flipping them around, and they're bastardizing them, and they're gaslighting you, and there's deflection, and there's finger pointing, and everything is your fault. And we have the world reverse. And this is the thing. The world reverse is still positive, even in the reverse, it's still positive, but it just does indicate that ego's in the way and that there's going to be delay. So there's a lot of ego here. But we have this night. They believe this. In other words, they feel like they could have the world with you, but I feel like they have a list of conditions that need to be met in order for them to actually stay. Because they have the will to be with you. They're feeling very protective, but they're willing to try this. They're willing to move forward with you. I mean, look, he's got all that armor on, right? So there's this willingness to move forward. A sense of self-protection here. But they're not being honest. They're not being honest here, Capricorn. I don't know, and I'm getting like a very judgmental vibe from it too. Very judgmental from there. Like, but all of that is such bullshit. You know what? Because when people do that, when they say, if only my partner could be A, B, and C, everything would be okay, right? That's very much the Four of Cups energy. They just call like my checklist card. But really what's underneath that is their own fears and insecurities, honestly. That's all that is. Just like unexplored. But let's try to figure out some stuff about your fears. Yeah. Oh, Capricorn, you're afraid of your own truth here. It's like, I feel like you know that something's up with this person, but it's like you're not ready to let go. Because we have the High Priestess is your intuition. These are your fears, right? High Priestess is your intuition, and bookending with the Ace of Wands, which is about the willingness to start something new. But it's like she knows, you know, that there's risk in this. And obviously this is not gender specific, right? Yeah, Nine of Wands. Nine of Wands upright, Eight of Wands in reverse. Yeah, listen, Nine of Wands is about self-imprisonment. You being really trapped in that cycle of what if, what if, what if. If I do this, then they're going to do that. And then if I do this, then what if they don't? And then what if they end up like not loving me after that? And then what if they cheat on me? And then what if this isn't as good as I think it is? And it's just really kind of getting into that headspace. But the Eight of Wands is about just being really, really friggin' tired. Like, you're just really tired. I know there should be fight left in me, but I'm just so I can't do this anymore. I just can't do it. And you're just so afraid of that. Like, you're just afraid of this dissolution of this situation. And you're afraid of justice. You're afraid that things are not going to be fair. You're afraid that they're not going to want to work at this with you, with the King of Wands energy. You're afraid of the arguing, the Five of Wands arguments. Those are the worst kind. Those are like, that's like trying to like stab each other in like the dark or like in the fog, and just so not seeing eye to eye. Just so, because I just call this the black. Like, I say black, you say white. You say up, I say down. You know. And it's just, there's those cyclical kind of annoying fights that, you know, most humans have at one point or another, but they could become very, very toxic. Look, and you're just afraid that you don't know everything. You're afraid, because the moon is a lot of things, guys. The moon's a luminary, right? So, and the moon represents what we do in secret. It's our secrets. And I'm getting that you're afraid of that inner voice and what you're being poked at. Like, when you strip it all down, you are very scared to stay in this connection. And you're just very scared of going on this path with them, because the moon also does represent a new path. So I feel like you might be dealing with somebody who, it's like you have this passion for them and they have it for you. But there are things in the way. Them just... It's never only one, right? It's never only one, but I feel like something is just not connecting, and you know it, but you don't really want to look at it. And the more you try to push it away into the recess of your mind, the more your conscious mind says, I have to go after it. I just have to know. I have to know. I have to know. You know? And with that Mars crowning, and again, that's that Emperor energy. That's that coming in. And you know, think of the Emperor, think of the Aries as that raging infant inside of us, you know? It's, I need to know now. I don't work well with all of these question marks kind of things, you know? So let's get some outcome energies. Three of Swords. So there's pain. The Moon. The Hermit. All right, good stuff here. I'm not hating on this. So listen, yeah, all right. See, he said, she said spread, you know? This pain. And, you know, this does not have to be a third party, Capricorn. It can be. Obviously, you're not all going to resonate with this the same. So that's why I like to say that third, so two of the swords are each, you know, you're one, your partner's the other. And then that third sword is this external thing. So it could certainly be a third party. It could be a failing business. It could be a new business that's just creating a lot of pressure. It could be issues within the family, issues having to do with, you know, maybe traveling for work, or just not being able to like be on the same page with something. But regardless, it's a deep pain. It's like a game changer kind of pain. You know what I mean? Which is like much different than a lot of other, where you're like, I don't know if we can make it through this in a pragmatic way, you know, because you're just not feeling, you're not feeling supportive of each other. You're just not feeling supportive of each other at all. But the truth is coming out, because judgment is about, first of all, the judgment is about forgiveness. It's about forgiveness and being honest of who did what to who, when, how, da-da-da, you know, as a way of healing, though. Not as a way of finger pointing and regurgitating the past, but as a way of healing. And I feel like that's happening. You guys are going to have the conversation. I love the Ace of Swords. Even in the reverse, it's still very positive, and it still illuminates any of the minor arcanas around it. And this is about truth coming out, right? But in the reverse, this tells me somebody's going to be a little slow to reveal their truth in order to have this new beginning. We got the Seven of Swords again in reverse. There's going to be some heavy-ass fighting here. I just feel it. You know, still a lot of deflection, a lot of blaming. There's so much blaming. There's so much blaming. But there are, you guys know that there are secrets. You know that there are secrets. You guys are going to need to do some very deep some deep thinking in order for the healing to happen. Because, guys, you got the Empress as the final outcome. I mean, that's one of the most positive cards to get in a relationship reading, is the Empress is the mother of the tarot. She's perpetually pregnant, and she's always growing things and bringing things to that next level, right? And then when she, you know, the seed is planted and she cultivates it, you do what you have to do to make something grow in your life. And when you reach a certain milestone, then you take on another one. It's just a beautiful energy to have. You guys are going to need to do some serious thinking, though. In that Hermit energy, really pull in. Really pull in, and don't act flippant. I feel like you're going to have to really, you're going to be feeling this Mars energy in the biggest way. You really are. But let's get some advice, please. Some advice, please. Cut. Some advice for Capricorn in this situation. What advice do you have for Capricorn in this situation? This is for Capricorn now. Knight of Wands reversed. Knight of Pentacles reversed. You're going to have to just understand the fact that you feel this sense of unwillingness and you feel this lack of support. You're going to need to just accept the fact that it's going to create a ridiculous amount of arguments. But if you really want this person, the energy is supporting in the Seven of Pentacles, this next stage where you guys are going to be able to start working at things together to grow it. But it's going to be challenging, and you have to figure out if it's what you want. You have the energy here. These are all very... Okay, one more. I don't know if you're going to really want to go through with it, Capricorn, I have to tell you, because I feel like, you know, you feel like this victory and this beauty and this commitment and this foundation is eluding you guys. And the Three of Cups energy is irresponsible flirting, a possible third party, irresponsible partying, poor choices, getting bad advice, doing some sneaky things, you know. And I feel like you're identifying with this very, very much. And in the Nine of Cups, I feel like you're in a space where you're just very focused on your own success right now. You just really are. Because you understand that this person that you're dealing with, the Devil reverse, they could easily change, but you don't really know if they can, if they're capable. It's much more positive in the reverse than in the upright. You know, it's any negative behavior, be it, you know, any kind of addiction, and it could just be low vibrational thinking. Just anything negative that like would need to change, right? It doesn't have to be so dramatic, but it's definitely something that needs to change. And you're really drawing the line in the sand, Capricorn. You're just drawing the line in the sand. All right, I'd like 3 yes/no cards. I'm not honoring reversals, please. Page of Cups, new start. 10 of Pentacles, beautiful. 5 of Wands, you have to fight. Yeah, listen. Page of Cups, I like it. It's a new cycle. It's a new cycle. It's a new cycle where, you know, the Pages is like kind of like the, you know, the baby of the of court cards, right? The most immature energy. So what, you know, what this tells me is you guys might not have all the answers right now. You might not, but you do know you still have feelings for each other. And even though you are swimming in a vat of question marks because you just don't think that this person is going to be able to actually pull themselves out of all the nonsense that they've had themselves in emotionally. But we have the 10 of Pentacles energy, which is an absolutely beautiful card. It just is for relationship readings. It's the ability to put the past in the past and rebuild through deeper communication and commitment and recognition. But I feel like you guys are going to get to the 10 of Pentacles only through the 5 of Wands. I mean, you're going to have to argue. But the thing is, I feel like the kind of arguments you guys are going to have, they're like very cathartic kind of arguments, you know what I mean? Like where... like, just some arguments are really necessary when there's very, very deep hurt. It's our pain coming out. It's not our unreasonable nature. It's none of that. If we're doing some healthy arguing, if we remember that we're supposed to be on the same team. If you feel like you're not on the same team with this person and they're a serial cheater and they just can't get their act together, then, you know, the energy is so supportive of you just saying, take it easy. I wish you the best. Take care. Bye. You know, but final yes, no, not honoring reversals. Oh, Capricorn. The world. The world. I mean, let's just say this without a shadow of a doubt in my mind. This is a soulmate connection. This isn't red thread, right? Sometimes we talk about red thread connection. No, no, no. You guys are learning the hard lessons from each other. The hard lessons from each other. And you're going to end up fine. And I feel like the way this is going to all roll out is going to be very interesting for you, Capricorn, because as I'm looking at this, I'm thinking about what's going on in the sky and what we're going to be going into next month. We have another eclipse going on for you guys. It's a much more positive one, though. I just feel like you guys are on the precipice of you're in the middle of just so much change, but you're going to start to see things come really to fruition, like this winter season. So very interesting, very interesting. There's definitely this love here. You're just tired. You're sick of the nonsense. You don't think they could fix their shit, but I feel like they are. I just do. I just do, Capricorn. That is what I have for you. I hope this was helpful in some way, and I will see you guys next time. Take care. Bye-bye.